Hello and welcome back into the final prediction show for the 2023 NFL regular season as we start the playoffs in just about 10 days. Hopefully you're all having a very good 2024 starts in the new year. I'm of course your host, David On Point. Helping right there is my co-host, Mr. TJ Hopkins. And please like, share, and subscribe to the podcast as we bring you daily content. Tomorrow we're going to bring you the fantasy football show, so you can guys know the information you need to win your fantasy title if your team league plays in week 18 like mine does. But yeah, we have a lot of teams that are benching their starters this week. We're going to get into all that and talk a little bit about the games that matter more than others. There are some big time matchups in the final week of the regular season. I'm David Huffman again. TJ, happy Wednesday, my friend. Happy hump day. How are you?
Another day, another dollar. I think that's entirely too loud. Okay, yeah. I'm good now. There we go. Another day, another dollar.
I went to my local Y and I played some pretty solid basketball today. I hit a couple threes. I made a game-winning shot.
Really?
Feel good about it. Yeah, feel good about it. Yeah.
Good on you.
Yeah. All right, let's get into it, though. We don't need to talk anymore about my lackluster basketball career. We'll talk about the National Football League. We're going to start with Saturday afternoon football, and we got division rivals, division foes in every matchup. I kind of like that the NFL has switched over this format where they're playing all these division matchups in the final 2 weeks, really, of the regular season. Let's talk about it. Pittsburgh, fresh off beating the Seattle Seahawks, going into Baltimore, taking on the Ravens. The Ravens have locked up the number 1 seed. They are not expected to start Lamar Jackson or any of their key pieces on offense or defense. Pittsburgh has to win this game and get some help to make the playoffs. How do you think things shake out, TJ?
Tyler Huntley was announced the starter. I think Tyler Huntley has proven he's a more than capable backup for. I would say it doesn't. I would side with Baltimore, but because Pittsburgh needs this game, and they're going to be playing mostly starters versus mostly backups. I think I ain't gonna say it's safe to say Pittsburgh is gonna win. I'm gonna go.
Look who decided to show up for the show! CEO of Prime Sports World, Mr. Israel Rivera. Welcome to the show, my friend.
Hi, how you doing? How you doing, my guys? I've been here for like 5 minutes already.
Oh, that's not true. That's for sure not true.
They just forgot about me, ladies and gentlemen.
No, stop it. But yeah, talking about yes, Pittsburgh Steelers, Baltimore Ravens. I'm also going to go with the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think they have more to play for. I also think the starters of Pittsburgh should be able to beat the backups of Baltimore.
You think so, right? So
yeah.
No, I'm going Pittsburgh as well. Baltimore's going to sit relatively most of their starters. Malik Cunningham is actually going to be the quarterback starting for the Baltimore Ravens.
Tyler Huntley is going to start for the Ravens.
Tyler Huntley.
Is it Tyler Huntley? I thought it was going to be Malik Cunningham for some reason.
No.
We probably will see a little bit of Malik Cunningham though.
Okay, but he's not getting the start.
We probably might see a little bit of Malik Cunningham. I saw somewhere earlier that Malik Cunningham maybe playing in this game or maybe starting. If you guys don't remember, he was on the Patriots.
One
practice
week.
squad, and then Baltimore picked him up. So it's kind of interesting, and he also played at Louisville, so there's a connection there from Lamar Jackson. But yeah, I'm going Pittsburgh just because of the fact that Baltimore will be resting most of their starters. They absolutely have nothing else to play for.
2 players in the Pro Bowl. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
They have nothing else to play for. But hey, you know what? If this game gets out of hand, like I said, we might see some Malik. I'm actually excited. I want to see Malik Cunningham, though. That's probably why I had it on my mind.
Moving on from there, we're going to swing into the primetime game for Saturday. We got the Houston Texans and the Indianapolis Colts locking up in the house that Peyton Manning built. The winner of this game is guaranteed a playoff spot. But yeah, how do you see this game shaking out? It could be for the division crown. It could be for a home playoff game. If the Jacksonville Jaguars do not beat the Titans later on Sunday afternoon. But this game, win it and in.
Go ahead.
Hey, you know what? Yeah, at home, this is just for a wild card spot.
So if the Jaguars were to lose to the Titans, the winner it's a
Not
guarantee. Like
happening.
this is for a guaranteed playoff spot. Whatever happens, winner of this game is going to the playoffs.
Oh, okay. Give me Indy. Give me Indy at home. To beat the Texans. Some about CJ Stroud. Having those couple weeks off. I think it'll show here, in this game. But I mean, I may be wrong. But I do like that Colts defense, and I've been saying it all year. That Colts defense, and Gardner Minshew, they're really playing right behind them. Man, if Anthony Richardson was healthy, I mean, this Colts team would be extra. Would be really dangerous.
Probably the same. Probably the same.
Here.
Probably the same.
You think it'll be the same, David? What do you think? You think
Absolutely.
they'll be more dangerous offensively with Anthony Richardson?
Oh, yes, I do think so.
Yeah.
But I think I think Anthony Richardson adds the element of the legs, like the different like gadget stuff you can do.
The
with
goal
him.
line,
Yeah.
touchdowns as well. So, but I do like the Colts to win this football game. I think they're healthier. Texans going in there with third string wide receivers. So yeah, give me the Colts to win this football game.
I will respectively disagree with you. I think CJ Stroud elevates the Texans over the Indianapolis Colts. I think he's been that good season. I understand the factors that the wide receiving core has kind of been beat up and banged up. But I haven't necessarily loved what I've seen out of the Colts. They got beat by a kind of bad Atlanta Falcons team where this game wouldn't even matter if they just took care of their own business. They're too inconsistent for me. I would take the Texans in a sort of mini upset. TJ.
Good argument about both of them. They've both shown some inconsistent tendencies, right? We did see this same Texans team with CJ Stroud lose to the worst team in football, right? Like they did lose a game to the Carolina Panthers, right? That does happen. I'm inclined to side with Izzy. You got the vet and Gardner Minshew, who's had some quote-unquote big moments in his career. I don't think the pressure is really going to get to him. And they at home. Everybody's playing for the same thing, winning your in. Right? So like if either one of these teams win, it doesn't matter what happens between Jacksonville and the Titans.
Yep. Nope. They will be they're a guaranteed wild card spot no matter what. Because they both have the tiebreakers over a bunch of other teams, and so even if whoever wins this game this is a guaranteed a playoff spot no matter what.
Yeah, give me the Colts. You side with the Colts.
Swinging into Sunday afternoon, first game on the docket is the Cleveland Browns, who have locked up the 5 seed and are going to bench majority of their starters, including Wacko for Joe Flacco. Going into Cincinnati, taking on now the eliminated Bengals. I do not know what the Bengals are going to do with their starters. There's probably cash incentives that they still need to hit. Jake Browning will probably be the starting quarterback. With that being said, I think the Bengals will come out. I think they're motivated to have a winning season. I think they win this game.
Who the Bengals?
Yeah.
You got them winning.
This game has no impact on the Browns seeding whatsoever. Yeah, I'm taking Cincinnati. There's going to be a lot of weird stuff that happens during this final week of the regular season.
No, who cares? Give me Cleveland. Give me Cleveland. Is he muted?
Oh, is he muted? I can't hear you if you are talking.
Give me the I'm sorry about that. Give me the Cincinnati Bengals to win this football game. Like David said, man, team wants to, finish on a strong note, winning season. I mean, they were praising the hell out of Zach Taylor that first half last week, and I don't know what the hell happened in the second half. Oh shit. But yeah, give me the Bengals. The Browns will rest a majority of their starters. No need to play those guys. They're already in the playoffs. You don't want to go in with any more injuries.
I mean, you don't want to pull a Brandon Staley like what he did last year, where he
Yeah.
basically Mike Williams gets banged up in that game that was completely meaningless for them.
Yeah.
He doesn't play in the next playoff game that they end up losing.
And that's why Brandon Staley is no longer a head football coach.
True.
So yeah, give me the Cincinnati Bengals to win this football game. Period.
Swinging into the NFC North, we got the Minnesota Vikings traveling into Ford Field, taking on the Detroit Lions. The Vikings need to win this game, and then they need all the help in the world in order to make the playoffs. I do not remember what the scenario is, but I'm pretty sure
don't look
that
good.
It's not ideal. The Saints and Falcons would have to tie. Actually, I don't even think that would be good enough. The Saints and Falcons would have to tie. The Buccaneers would have to lose. The Packers would have to lose. So their scenarios for getting into the playoffs is pretty grim. The Lions are locked into the 3 seed, I do believe. I do not believe they can move anywhere else from there. I think I just ran the numbers. Yeah, they're stuck in the 3 seed. So
I wish I was on yesterday's show so I could trash Dan Campbell's 2-point conversion debacle there at the end of the game against Dallas, because that was legit. That's going to be legit the difference from them being a 2 seed to a 3 seed or possibly a 1 seed.
One seed.
Yeah, and so that was a debacle right there in itself. I just to touch on it a little bit because I wasn't on here yesterday. I just really could not believe it. And so if you're probably going to get a home game, that first playoff game?
Yep.
Possibly. Yep, you are. But then the second round,
if they do
you're
win,
going to be on the road, Bucko.
They could move up. They could move up to the 2nd seed if they were to win, and then Dallas and Philly were both to lose.
No, because we said it in the group chat, man. Like after the first 2 miscues, and you got lucky. I mean, you got robbed on one, yes. You got lucky on the second one. That was like the football god saying, dude, just take the extra point and go to OT.
Yeah, you already had the momentum.
You already had the momentum.
I argued yesterday that the fact that the Detroit Lions could not stop CeeDee Lamb, I think they would have won the game anyways. I think Dallas would have gone into field goal range. They're one of the best deep kickers in the NFL. They would have won the game anyways.
Not if Detroit gets the ball first.
No, right, if they get the 2-point conversion, the game's not over. There was still 23 seconds left with Dallas having 2 timeouts.
No. And one, you gotta bank on Mike McCarthy going for the win. 2,
that's true too.
And 2, like as you said,
I'm even talking about if they had converted that 2-point conversion. Like if they had gotten the 2-point conversion, Dallas still would have gotten the game. Dallas would have won the game.
We don't know that for sure. We don't know that for sure. But you have a point. 23 seconds, 2 timeouts is a lot of time to possibly get into field goal range.
I mean, Brandon Aubrey's been banging 60-yarders, man.
I like my chances after the first 2 failed conversions to go into OT. Yeah. But anyways, with this game, who's the starter for the Lions? It's not going to be Hendon Hooker, is it? No.
I think the Lions are playing their starters. There's still an opportunity for them to walk up the number 2 seed.
To walk up the 2nd seed? Give me the Detroit Lions. If they roll out their starters, they're killing the Vikings this week. Give me the Detroit Lions.
Yeah, I ain't heard Detroit benching
Detroit's not. I have not heard they're benching a single player. I think they're playing it straight up. I think they want to keep momentum going into the playoffs. With that being said, yeah, I'm taking the Detroit Lions. I think they beat Minnesota Vikings.
No, again, the argument that some coaches might be better off as coordinators gets stronger and stronger with certain coaches, because you got a guy like Kevin O'Connell, who obviously, like, this is null and void, kind of a caveat, because we don't know what the Vikings would have been had Kirk Cousins not been lost for the whole season. Fair.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, he was leading the NFL in passing yards. He was still in the top 10 up until a couple weeks ago. If Kirk Cousins, they probably make the playoffs.
Right.
For sure.
And it's just unfortunate that they were ill prepared after he got hurt. You rolled the Giants.
A lot of teams are unprepared if they lose their starting quarterback.
Well, yeah, but still, like you lost, like you went from Josh Dobbs, you rode that spaceship, pun intended, for a little minute, and then he had what one bad, he had a bad game against the Bears, and we ain't seen Josh Dobbs since.
He
He
got hurt
You
hurt.
had
too.
Viking fans talking about he was gonna be the guy next year. We're gonna trade Kirk Cousins, all of this other stuff, and that went away real quick
Real
after
fast.
that debacle against what was that against the Denver Broncos where he threw
Yeah.
what 4 interceptions. So yeah, that went away real quick. And
Then
and now I hope Viking fans really realize, because man, they have been trashing Kirk Cousins for quite some time, ever since he signed that deal. And so now I hope they realize how valuable Kirk Cousins
hey, bro,
is.
like Kirk Cousins gets called overrated
all
and
the time.
I mean, you can probably make the argument that if he doesn't get hurt, he probably wins the MVP this season.
depending on how they finish, maybe. But like he gets hurt, then you had one game of Jaron Hall, and you saw that was like, yo, this ain't. And then he gets hurt in that game. But what you saw,
Well,
was
Jaron Hall realized you can't. This ain't BYU. You can't be doing that. You know,
like,
you can't be going head first in the guys.
Right, and then it's like, and then what little they did see was like, yeah, no, this ain't gonna work. Then you trade for Josh Dobbs, you ride that spaceship once again, pun intended, for a little minute.
Well, technically, they traded for Josh Dobbs before Jaden Hall made a start.
Jaron Hall, and who got to start first? Jaron Hall.
Jaron Hall got to start.
They traded for Josh Dobbs before
David,
he started the game.
Bro, that's not the damn point.
Of
They
course it is.
went from Kirk Cousins to Jaron Hall to Josh Dobbs. That is the point. When Josh Dobbs got there, it's completely goddamn irrelevant.
Okay.
God damn. The Lions, hey, if the Lions are playing their starters, this is not even going to be close. This is going to be a repeat of last Sunday night, over at half.
I agree with you on that. Swinging into the AFC South, Jacksonville Jaguars need to win this game in order to lock up the AFC South. They're going into Nissan Stadium, taking on the Tennessee Titans. Trevor Lawrence, I'm not sure what his status is for this game. I'm not sure it matters. I'm taking the Jags to steer up the division and basically limp into the playoffs.
Limp in the playoffs?
Yeah.
Who is the Jags versus the Titans?
Yeah.
Hey, Jags make the playoffs no matter what, huh?
If they win, if they lose this game, it gets interesting.
If they lose this game,
I kind of want them to lose.
Yeah, me too. Me too, TJ. I just want them to lose just so, because
I want to see all the chaos.
The Golden Boy has been not under scrutiny at all for his poorest play since he's came into the NFL. This guy has been a prodigy since he's been 15. He's been given the golden key to the Corvette at Clemson. He was undefeated in high school, 4 state titles, comes in. He's going to be a generational talent in the NFL. He hasn't done a damn thing in the NFL, in my opinion.
He did win a playoff game.
Last year he had an okay season. Last year he had a bounce back season. His rookie season, we don't talk much about his rookie season. Hey, look, CJ Stroud had probably less to play with this year, in my opinion.
No.
In my opinion, I mean
that chest was pretty bare. Trevor Lawrence's rookie season.
I think Nico Collins is probably better than every receiver Trevor Lawrence had his rookie.
Who did Trevor Lawrence even have?
Season.
How many
interceptions his rookie season? We still don't even talk about that for some reason. But anyways, he loses this game. We might have to start talking about that B word.
No, I ain't going that far. I
want to start talking about that B word.
I ain't going that far, but I
want to start talking about that B word with Trevor Lawrence. Because look, let's look at that offense. Travis Etienne, you get Calvin Ridley, you got Christian Kirk, you got Evan Ingram. Your offensive line,
Christian work, offensive line has not improved. The offensive line has gotten worse. They've lost. They lost their left tackle last year. They lost the guy who was supposed to replace that guy during the season.
You have a point, David.
Christian Kirk has been banged up the entire time. The season is kind of gone off the rails.
Yeah.
He had the nut buster. He had the nutcracker a few weeks ago.
And not to mention, Trevor Lawrence is not practicing on a regular basis. Like, he's basically just showing up to games and playing.
Well, that's an organizational issue. But at the same time,
Give the Tennessee
I'm not
Titans to
gonna
ruin their
say,
season.
I'm
How about that?
He's not practicing during the
Hey,
week. He's literally just showing up to games and playing.
Give me the Tennessee Titans to ruin their season. Is this guy playing? The kid from Kentucky playing?
Will Levis, I don't know.
Will Levis,
I'm not gonna say he's a bust. I'm not gonna say he's a bust, but I will agree with you on his play should 100% be more criticized and held accountable than what it is.
Mm-hmm.
That much is fair.
Will Levis is uncertain. Ryan Tannehill will probably be the starter.
Let's go, Ryan Tannehill.
Will Levis did not practice today. So.
No, Malik Willis.
He didn't put enough mayo in his coffee.
Malik Willis, hey man, I don't care. It may sound bad. People may troll you for it because apparently you gotta earn things to demand the trade. Nah, trade me, bro. Get me out of here. Get me out of here, please.
There's a lot of teams that could use Malik Willis services.
Man, I'm not sure about that.
Maybe we don't know what he's like. We don't know what kind of quarterback he is.
I imagine that the Tennessee Titans saw good stuff out of him in practice. He'd be playing a little bit more.
No.
We'll see.
Moving on, swing it into the AFC East. Two teams, the seasons are not going anywhere. Jets and Patriots. I will reluctantly
the shit show bowl.
Who cares?
I'll take the Jets.
The shit show bowl.
Just pick a team.
I'm picking the Patriots. This might be Bill Belichick's last game as a New England Patriot head coach. Give me the Patriots to win this ball game.
You should have been here yesterday. I had a very colorful statement for Mr. Aaron Rodgers. You should go back and listen to it.
About the Epstein listing?
Yeah.
He's you know what? He's not a Green Bay Packer anymore. So
Well, he still claims y'all.
It's out of my hands.
He still claims y'all. He says if the Bears don't win next Sunday, is it really a rivalry? If they don't beat us next, you don't play there anymore.
I thought that quote was fake.
No, that was real.
No, it was real. Moving on from here, swinging back into the NFC and the South. We got the Atlanta Falcons going into the Bayou and taking on the New Orleans Saints. Now, here's the scenario for both of these two teams. The Saints, they need to win, and they need Tampa Bay to lose in order to win the division. The Falcons need to beat the Saints, and then they need the Buccaneers to win, and they can still win the division. There's no scenario where the Falcons can make the playoffs as a wild card team. The Saints, there are some scenarios that could still make the playoffs as a wild card team. Same thing with Tampa Bay, who we'll talk about here in a minute.
I need the Saints to win because they was my pick to win the damn division.
Okay, Chicago. It's on ABC.
Yeah, this is CBS. No, it's not. It's on CBS.
No, I'm talking about.
He's talking about the Bulls.
Anyways, I will take the Falcons because I have to die with that ship, and I have to give the Falcons a chance to make the playoffs. So I will take the Falcons to beat the Saints because honestly, I don't know what I'm going to see out of the Saints from a week-to-week basis. Some weeks they look fantastic, like last week when they beat Tampa Bay.
Don't see out of Atlanta on a week-to-week basis. Come on, man.
Hey, when you predict the Falcons to go to the playoffs, you got to live with it. So I'm taking the Falcons.
Ain't this like the second year, second time in like 4 years you picked them to?
Yeah, it is.
Man, you need to stop with these damn Atlanta Falcons. They are really disappointing you, David.
Yeah, they have really disappointed.
Give me the New Orleans Saints to win this thing.
A man was sent.
Staying in the NFC South, we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who have a very simple scenario: win and in. Going into Bank of America Stadium, the home of the Carolina Panthers and one of the worst owners in the history of the NFL. And we got Daniel Snyder out of here, and David Tepper might be worse. It's for real. With that being said, because I want the Atlanta Falcons to make the playoffs, and the only scenario where they make the playoffs is if Tampa Bay loses this game, I'll take the Panthers in an upset.
Why?
because I want to be right about the Falcons, TJ.
He said because I want to be right about the Falcons.
And
There's no way in hell.
I want to wake up tomorrow morning with $10 million.
Before we see the Panthers beat the Bucs this season, we might see pigs fly. No, there's no way the Panthers beat the Bucs in the last game of the season. I'm gonna put that down.
Yeah.
Lock of the week. Bucs.
Yeah. There's a lot more at stake here for Baker Mayfield other than the playoff spot. Like you win.
I mean, we're talking about there were like contract extension conversations, and now
you can argue they kind of slowed down and because of the loss to New Orleans last week. But at the same time, we're not privy to what those talks are. To us they slowed down because we haven't heard anything outside of the initial notification of the contract the contract talks beginning or being interested in. You win this and you win the division, it's gonna be hard to deny. It's gonna be hard for them to deny you what you're looking for. Obviously, you can't go in there with crazy requests. You feel me? Hey, you can't go in there asking for crazy money because you can't. But yeah, give me. That means I need the Panthers to win 2 so the Saints can get in. But I'm not an idiot either. I can't do it. I can't do it. All right, give me the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, man. I mean, yeah, give me the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I can't do it. I can't take it.
Moving on to the late afternoon window, and we got a barn burner building in Lambeau with the Bears rolling into there and playing the Green Bay Packers. The scenario is simple. Green Bay wins, and they are in. Second year in a row where that scenario is going to play out.
Last year.
And now we have another team sitting, I think, at the same record potentially. I think the
7-9.
7-9.
Yep.
So if the Bears have no chance to make the playoffs now, which means they're not going to go to the Super Bowl, which is very sad for me.
Every time.
Izzy. Bears Packers. Who you taking?
I gotta go first. Okay.
Because you're delusional enough to pick the Packers.
Because I'm delusional enough to pick the Packers. I think I pick the Packers every week on this show. Except for like 1 week.
You be in the group chat talking Packers.
First of all, this game scares me. Okay, this game scares me because
of last season.
Well, yeah, because I have emotional damage from last season.
Okay.
I have and the Chicago Bears are playing good football.
Okay.
And the only upside is that Green Bay's at home, and so, oh fuck, man, I don't trust Joe Barry enough, man. This is why it scares me because I don't trust Joe Barry enough to create a game plan.
I imagine Alexander will be unsuspended for this game.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Also, not the point.
So he'll be on DJ Moore, but I like I said, I don't care about Alexander. I'm talking about Joe freaking Barry. Okay,
exactly.
When you have your best defensive player.
Huh?
He had him against Carolina. What are you talking about?
If the game is close, and Jay Fields got the ball, I do not trust Joe Barry at all to come up with a good game plan to stop Justin Fields because he wants to play prevent defense, and all prevent defense does is prevent wins.
You can make the argument. Well, you can. Bears fans themselves can make the argument that they don't trust Luke Getsy or Justin Fields to get it done
on the offensive side. Yeah, to create a game plan for this inadequate freaking defensive coordinator that we have that's gonna get fired when it's all said and done.
That being like, yeah, it's two sides of the same coin, right? You got Joe Barry who almost cost you a game against the worst team in the in the league. Which, if there was one more second left on that clock, who knows what would have happened?
He cost us a game against New York.
He cost you. He cost you a game against the Giants. Yeah, he cost you a game against the Giants. I don't know what happened against the Saints, but I'm putting that more on the Saints than than the Packers, but kudos to y'all for making that comeback.
He cost us a bunch of games this year. His defensive play calling has been egregious. It's been horrible.
Yeah, we saw like it's real easy to defend like week one, right? It's real easy when it's like, all right, we're just gonna throw bubble screens majority of the game. Like that's real easy to defend, and we're also gonna like run routes that take forever to develop because why? Like y'all know, there's not one play call in Luke Getson's playbook that has a quick slant.
I'm sure he has all the screen calls in the book.
Like dead ass. Like I record every Bears game. It's set to auto record. I record every Bears game. I go back and watch the game and see what could have been done differently, and I hold everybody accountable. Like if I see something that's like, damn, Fields, you could have hit this, you could have did that, da 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 da. Like play calling, this play call doesn't make sense in this scenario. Like why are you taking the ball out of Justin Fields' hands on 3rd and short or 4th and short, and you going wildcat with Roshan Johnson? Who the fuck does that? Luke Getson.
He's getting fired too by then. He's
100% getting fired.
I think Mike Eberflus might have saved his job with this late.
Eberflus absolutely saved his job. Ever since he's taken over.
Well, you know what?
I mean, because he's taken over defensive play calling. This defense has been one of the better.
His job. Poles saved his job by trading for Montez Sweat. That's who saved his job.
I don't think he was ever in trouble. Because
I don't think Ryan Poles was ever in trouble because like some of the draft picks he's gotten.
I'm talking about Ryan Poles saved Eberflus's job by trading for
Montez Sweat.
Trading for Montez Sweat, because ever since they've gotten Montez Sweat, go look at the win-loss record. I think you only have one loss since you traded for Montez Sweat.
Maybe two.
I mean, and the Bears' defense has just been on another level.
On another level with Montez Sweat.
And that's the same time.
And since Eberflus took over play calling as well.
And at the same time,
I'm taking the Chicago Bears.
Yeah, and if you think I'm going
we already know who we pick.
You might see pigs flying tomorrow. I'm going with my Green Bay Packers.
We already know who we pick.
It's going to be a very good game. It's going to be a very good game. I think it's going to go down the wire.
At the same time, if you're Green Bay, you have to incorporate. You got to account for somebody that wasn't there week one. Like
Montez Sweat, and also, can I say this? Can I say this about the Bears?
The offensive line's all banged up.
Can I say this about the Bears? It looks like the last 4 or 5 games they've opened the playbook a little bit more for Justin Fields.
Okay,
he's slinging it a little bit more. He's more confident.
So the issue that we have with that is, where the hell was this week 1 through 6?
And that's because they didn't have the confidence. They didn't. It's just like what Matt LaFleur said about Jordan Love. First half of the season, Jordan Love, he didn't have that much confidence in him to have the whole playbook open. Then you look at the second half of the season, he opened up the playbook all the way for Jordan Love. And look at Jordan Love's second half of the season. It's been tremendous.
Here's the difference between those two scenarios, right? You got one guy who's been in the offense. This is his second year in the offense, and the other guy sat for 3 years. I understand there's a difference between sitting and playing, but at the same time, like Fields has been on the field playing, so there's no reason to hamstring him.
And then also with Jordan Love, he doesn't have the luxury of having like a DJ Moore, who's a clear-cut number one wide receiver, as opposed to what we have. We have a bunch of young guys that are growing up.
But he has a rapport with those young guys.
Yeah, but it's still, they're still rookies though. They're still Jaden Reed's a rookie.
We can talk about all this stuff when we get to the offseason. Let's move on to the other games in the late afternoon window. Going twice the Bears. Izzy's taking the Packers. Moving into the Fox for some reason. This game's on Fox. Denver Broncos going into Las Vegas, taking on the Raiders. Neither of these teams are playing for anything. Who do you got? Just make a quick pick.
Broncos.
Give me the Raiders. Give me the Raiders. Listen, Max Crosby gonna be calling. By the end of the day, Max Crosby gonna be calling Sean Payton a little ass boy.
I'm also taking the Raiders. I just think that I think they're going to play hard for Antonio Pierce, who probably should keep this job.
We'll see, because we said the same thing about Rick Bisaccia.
I think the big difference here is Antonio Pierce didn't lead the team to the playoffs. I think he should keep this job. I don't think he's going to. Moving into staying a late afternoon window, we got the Philadelphia Eagles going into Meadowlands and taking on the New York Football Giants. The Eagles need to win this game and have a Dallas loss to the Commanders, who play in the same time slot, in order to win the NFC East. Even if they don't, they're a block for the playoff team. They will probably play a majority of their starters, though, so they can win this game. Do they have anything?
Come on, man.
I'm taking the Eagles to win this game.
Even though there's trouble in paradise with AJ Brown, reports of that, but
like I said in the group chat, and I said it yesterday, David was here. The only thing Philly got going on for them right now is the tush push. That's it. That's the only thing they do well. That's the only thing they're doing well right now. Defense ain't hitting like it used to. The run game ain't running like it used to. You can blame Jalen Hurts' knee injury all you want. Fact of the matter is, he out there, he playing. Don't nobody care about no knee injury. Why? Because you're out there and you're playing. They don't care. They expect the Jalen Hurts that got them to the Super Bowl last season. Izzy, again, you weren't here. Richard Sherman said this about the Eagles. They got the Super Bowl hangover minus the Super Bowl.
that's true.
Right? That being said, like, have you heard anything about them benching starters? Are they playing everybody? Like, what's the issue?
I think they're going to go for the win because they need to win this game in order to have an opportunity to win the division. I imagine they'll play the first half like straight up. They'll see what's going on in the Dallas game at halftime, and they'll make a decision at that point.
They're going for the W.
Philadelphia's winning this game, period. So.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't know. Like these divisional games, because the Giants played them tough the first go round, didn't they?
No, they didn't.
Yeah, they did.
Giants did play. First half. Yeah, it was competitive.
It was competitive, but I never felt like the Giants are going to win the game.
No, not at all. You got a point there.
Hold on. 35-23, bro. That's an 8-point game.
Yeah, I said the game was competitive, but I never at any point thought the Giants were going to win the game.
And they blew, and Philly blew a big lead in that game too.
Yeah,
30-18. That's a pretty substantial lead against a team like the Giants, and all they needed was one more stop to get the ball back, and they couldn't get it, or they ran out of time. Kick a field goal with 1:10 left, and yeah, Philly's gonna win this game, but Dallas is gonna win their game. So,
moving into the NFC West, and we got the Seattle Seahawks going into the big toaster, taking on the Arizona Cardinals. Seattle's scenario was murky at best. They need to win this game, and then they need the Green Bay Packers to lose in order for them to make the playoffs. Arizona's not playing for anything but pride. Who do you guys got in this game?
pride is a hell of a thing, ain't it?
Yeah, it is.
Mm-hmm.
Like that we saw what pride did to the Detroit Lions last season. Not to keep bringing it up, Izzy. So like, yeah, if I'm the Arizona Cardinals, you know for a fact you ain't going, like, you have nothing to play for. Seattle do, right? So you go in there and you say, hey, we not going, damn it, they not going either. Right? No, give me the Cardinals. Give me the Cardinals. They stole one against the Eagles. Yeah, give me the Cardinals.
I'm going to go Seattle Seahawks. I just think that they're the better football team on paper. Give me the Seattle Seahawks. Izzy.
Yeah, give me the Seattle Seahawks. Is Kyler Murray playing?
Yeah,
probably.
God.
They haven't.
Why is he playing still?
That man playing for his job.
Why is he playing still?
He's playing for his job. That's 100%
playing for
accurate.
his job.
Come on, bro. There's no reason for him to be
playing.
Okay.
I
don't think. Why is okay? Wait. So they're gonna go with another quarterback. this
Potentially,
draft.
maybe. Potentially.
Yes.
They got 2 first-round picks in this draft.
Like, I understand.
Okay.
I understand. Kyler Murray got a contract. He did. But what good is the contract if you can't be on the field?
Give me the Seattle Seahawks to win this football game. They need a win, right? To remain in
Seattle needs to win.
playoff
Yeah.
contention.
They
Yeah.
do. Yep.
So
Moving on, swinging into the AFC West, we got the Kansas City Chiefs, who have announced that Patrick Mahomes will not play, along with the majority of their starters. So Blaine Gabbert will get the start going into SoFi Stadium and taking on the Chargers. I will take the Chargers to win this game. The Chiefs are locked into the 3 seed. They cannot move up or down. Give me the Chargers.
man, give me the Chiefs to win this game. I don't care. Come on, man. The Chargers stink, man.
Chiefs.
Steve Spagnuolo still gonna find a way to create an excellent game plan to destroy the Chargers offense this week. So
Also,
give me the Chiefs.
because you weren't here yesterday, so the Chiefs had 8 divisional titles when they hired Andy Reid. They now have 16 divisional titles since hiring Andy Reid, which is it's like they now have the most divisional titles since hiring
Andy Reid has a lot of divisional titles going back to his NFC East days too. He's got
but yeah, I will take the Chargers to win this game, but yeah, I don't necessarily care who wins. Staying in the late afternoon window, we got the Los Angeles Rams going into not Candlestick, but Levi Stadium and taking on the San Francisco 49ers. Neither of these teams are playing their starters. So we got Carson Wentz going up against Sam Darnold at Levi Stadium. The Rams, if they do lose this game and the Packers win, that means Packers jump up to 6th seed. They fall to 7th seed. But other than that, it doesn't have a tremendous
Who would they be
standings.
playing in the first round matchup if that happened?
So if that happened, the Lions are the 3 seed, and Green Bay and the Lions will go head to head.
Ooh, I'd love that.
The Rams would go up against the Dallas Cowboys in Dallas. In the other scenario, if let's say the Rams win this game and the Packers, even if they win, Stafford against the Detroit Lions. Yeah.
You know what? Forget that. Forget the Packers. I want to see Matt Stafford versus the Detroit Lions in the playoffs. That would be excellent. That would be
with excellent. That being said, I still think San Francisco is a better football team around the Sam Darnold. I think they have
absolutely
backups should be better than the Rams backups. Give me the 49ers win this game.
I don't expect how many backups for the Rams can afford to play? They can't really afford to play too many of their backups. They really can't.
That's
an excellent question that I don't have the answer for.
Like you can't sit. I think I saw they send Carson and they send Stafford. They send Cup.
Kyron Williams is sitting. Cooper Kupp
and Aaron Donald.
Yeah. That's their whole team. Let's be real.
So it's going to be Puka Nacua and the Island of the Misfit Toys. No disrespect to those dudes.
Yeah.
Also, one guy that's not being talked about enough for Defensive Rookie of the Year, forgot his name, but he's the DT that's right next to Aaron Donald.
That's Kobe.
Kobe something, right?
The kid from Wake Forest. Turner? Is it Turner?
I think it is Kobe. His numbers are just as good as Jalen Carter's.
Kobe Turner is his name.
Yeah. And if you're the Niners, who's sitting for the Niners?
I mean, most of their starters, Trent Williams is out, Deebo Samuel, they will not play Christian McCaffrey, Joey Bosa, basically most of their big cogs on defense.
Nick Bosa, you said Nick Bosa.
My bad, yeah.
Yeah, give me the Rams. They got to play. They need this win. They need to win. Give me the Rams.
To the final game in the late afternoon window, we got the Dallas Cowboys going into FedEx Field for what will be Riverboat Ron's final game as the head coach of the Washington Commanders. Cowboys have to win this game in order to secure the division and lock up the number 2 seed. Otherwise, they let it open for the Philadelphia Eagles and the Detroit Lions. Izzy, how do you think this game shakes out?
Mm-hmm.
Come on, man.
Mm-hmm.
Cowboys. Come on, man. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
And then to the final game, and for the shameless plug for the Daily Blitz.blog and our good friend and brother Christian Simpson, he will be previewing this game on the Daily Blitz.blog. That preview may or may not already be on the website, but go check that out if it is. He also previewed the Texans-Colts game on Saturday night, so go check out that content on Daily Blitz.blog. But let's talk about Buffalo going into South Beach and taking on the Miami Dolphins. Last time these two teams played, Buffalo put a hurting on the Miami Dolphins. The scenarios are very interesting for these two teams. There is a scenario where if Buffalo were to lose this game, they would miss the playoffs entirely, even with 10 wins. They have to win this game in order to guarantee themselves a playoff spot. Miami is in regardless. Something that also is ruffling my feathers up a little bit right now. I was just looking up the Pro Bowl teams, and for some reason, Brock Purdy and Tua Tagovailoa are the starting quarterbacks of the Pro Bowl, even though Lamar Jackson's going to win the MVP. Make that make sense?
Fan vote.
They're bringing back Pro Bowl football?
Is it fan vote? I know. I'm sure it'll be the whatever BS they did last year. So, is it fan vote?
It has to be. That's the only thing That's the only thing that makes sense.
Okay, because that makes literally no sense whatsoever. But with this being the game, I think the fact that Buffalo has so much riding, and the fact that Miami has not beaten a good team outside of Dallas this season, I'll take Buffalo. I think they go into South Beach. I think they steal one or just beat down Miami. This could be a blowout.
Yeah. Yeah, I just don't trust Miami. I just don't trust them. I don't trust them in this scenario. I don't trust them in the playoffs because let's just hypothetically say they win, right? Say they win. Who do you have faith in them beating in the playoffs?
Nobody.
What team?
I was just telling my friend about this today. I said, dude, the Miami Dolphins haven't beaten anybody of significance besides the Dallas Cowboys, and they beat them on a field goal. And they probably should have lost that game.
Definitely should have lost that game.
Probably should have lost that game. They haven't beaten, and that's an NFC team. They haven't beaten anybody of significance in the AFC. Did you not see what Baltimore did to them last weekend?
Did
you not see what Buffalo did to them earlier this season?
Every time they've gone up against a team that was like quote unquote legitimate, they've gotten stomped. Like they've gotten run out of the building.
They've gotten stomped, and Jalen Waddle's banged up. I don't even think he probably plays. Does he play this game?
I don't know.
I think I think Raheem Mostert doesn't play in this game too.
Raheem Mostert. So you'll see another 100+ total yard game from Devin Achane, which I love that kid, by the way. And you got Tyreek Hill, who is with the bummed ankle, or whatever.
If I was Miami, I would really consider benching him too. But because Miami's locked into a playoff spot, no matter what happens.
Benching who? I missed that part.
Tyreek Hill. Because I mean, and then so now you're talking about you got Durham Smythe at tight end, who's been pretty good the last 2-3 weeks. Fantasy value up. Probably has some fantasy value.
Unrelated.
Doesn't have fantasy value this week, but he did have some last week. Anyways, who else is the other guy? The other wide receivers on that team. Braxton Berrios. It's not the other guy. It's Godly. I can't even remember his name now. But they're really thin behind Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill. Just to say. So yeah, the Miami Dolphins.
Cedric Wilson Jr.
Cedric Wilson, that's what I'm talking about.
River Carcraft.
Cedric Wilson. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Chase Claypool is still on this team.
Oh, Chase Claypool dropped a touchdown last week. Like, come on,
remember,
man.
remember when he said the Bears weren't using him right? Yeah, dude. Shut up.
And he dropped a touchdown last week. So
Take
hey,
it to
look, man.
Buffalo Bills.
Oh, and
The
no
real
Bradley
talk,
Chubb. Bradley
yeah,
Chubb's done for the season. Torn
Yeah.
ACL.
on the
On
on
the
the se-
final,
on
on
a
the
more
final play of
serious
the game. On the final play of the game too.
on a more
Yeah.
serious note, thoughts and prayers to Tyreek Hill and his house caught on fire today.
Yeah.
No,
So
nobody,
so I'm going
no one
with
was hurt.
Buffalo to sweep them. Buffalo
No one
needs
was
the game
hurt, thank
more.
God.
Miami's already in. Miami doesn't really need to roll all their starters out because they're a little banged up. Knowing that they're in the playoffs, Buffalo needs the game more than them. This is what the AFC East title.
Yep. Buffalo wins and in. If they lose this game,
Mike McDaniels. I mean, this is the difference between playing at home first game as opposed to being on the road first game.
I mean, also this is the difference between eliminating the Buffalo Bills from playoff contention potentially.
Yeah,
If you win this game.
yeah, I agree. This is all bad for Miami this week. Give me Buffalo to win this football game. I don't think it'll be close. I think it'll be the same result that we saw from Baltimore last week.
TJ, who are you taking?
I said Buffalo.
Oh. All right. Well, thank you very much for checking us out here. Week 8 preview / prediction show as it's the final week of the National Football League for 2023 and 2024. Thank you very much for checking us out. Please like, share, and subscribe to the podcast. Our fantasy football show will be live tomorrow around the same time, around 9 o'clock. So keep an eye out for that content. I'm David Huffman, Israel Rivera, TJ Hopkins, and gentlemen, what we do here at the Prime, my friends.
We bring the heat.
We do. And we could use it here in Fort Wayne. It's pretty cold. It's supposed to snow all weekend, so super fun.
Bring the heat, son.
We'll be back here tomorrow. You guys all take care and stay safe out there. We're also going to be having the crossover episode on Saturday this week, so keep an eye out for that content too. We're going to be previewing the trade deadline. So you all have a good night. Stay safe.